Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. In the last episode, Ximena completed the Rising. Ximena completed the Rising by drowning the low tide, all because she wanted to try and avoid a fight with the High Abbot. And what happened after all of that? He brings her up to where the Reliquary is and fights her anyway. Because he is insecure in his beliefs. He doesn't want to lose his memories. We drowned all of those people for no reason. That is going to stick with Ximena. That is going to stick with her for a very, very long time. Ooh, hello. That's quite a cool mask. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you had to die. Ooh. That might be good for Durance. Because it looks like the monk outfits. So maybe did I say Durance? Who's the other one? Zawa. Yeah, that might be good for Zawa. We do have this. However, I notice a way to go
Keeping an eye out.
Down there, and of course we have to loot everything. We have to loot everything, of course we do. God, I'm on the lookout for the rest of the Ondrites. Because I don't want to fight them. I don't want to fight these people. These people seem pretty chill. Like, yes, the High Abbot was an arsehole, but that's not the rest of the order. So I don't wanna hurt them. So I'm just really hoping that they won't get upset after what happened here. Okay. Okay, back to this doohickey. The Veil of Tears? Yes, the Veil of Tears. Let's see if it will... Oh, shit. Hot damn. Okay.
Silent.
Okay, then, my goodness. I mean, I probably shouldn't be surprised. Like, the rest of the skeleton was here. Why wouldn't there also be a head? Is that... Okay, so we can go this way. I'm thinking the camera focused... Ooh. The Reliquary. Okay, so that's where we were trying to get to, I believe. Just examine the skull. Okay. Right, as always...
What in the world could leave a skull that big?
You're asking me? I have no clue. I hoped that you guys would know. The the strange crystal formations of this rock, intact even after their collision against the thick bones of this giant skull, seem to radiate with a warmth of their own. What in the hell is this? What in the actual hell is this? Okay, Hall of Presence. Oh shit, is that is that where the stairs in I love how they're not giving us the option to leave. The path ahead leads to the outskirts of the abbey. What would you like to do? We will stay to continue exploring the area. Yeah. Yeah, they're not letting us go without examining this. But yeah, there was some stairs in Kauto's room. I'm assuming that's where they would have led out to. The cracks on this jawbone suggest that a forceful blow separated it from its skull. I flipping heck. Hello. Loaded between rows of crystalline rock, a large fragment of metal protrudes. It looks as though it might be possible to pry it loose. We will pull it out. Ooh. At your touch, the splinter of metal begins to glow orange. Heat surges up your hands and arms and envelops you with such intensity you feel as though you are melting down. The heat spreads to the world around you, turns it orange and then yellow and then white. The ground, the sky, everything around you drips in molten globs and begins to take shape beneath you as if in an invisible mould. You and the shard are the last things to melt and fall, and your addition to the molten pool completes the shape of an immense hammer. The metal cools as quickly as it had heated. The handle is gripped now by two giant leathery hands, and the hammer is cocked back over a shoulder as broad and mottled as a hilltop. The wielder whirls around and heaves the hammer, and you are flying upward for what seems like ages into the airless blackness above. As you spin, you catch glimpses of a rock large enough to be a moon. It is close, far too close to the world. The force of the impact shatters hammer and stone alike. The rock is redirected outward, but a section of the front face is cleaved off and begins to fall, splintering apart at the cracks. In 100,000 fragments, blossoming outward in all directions, debris showers the atmosphere, trailing smoke and fire. Below, land and sea are far off, but gradually rising up. I want to look to the land. I want to see where we're going to fall. Features become clearer by the moment as you streak towards the earth. You are lodged in an enormous boulder, falling among other smaller fragments that heat and burst around you on all sides. Beneath you, snow-capped mountains rise up, dotted here and there by cities of stone and Ardra. The impact will be the destruction of all of them. Look to the sea. The largest of the fragments, wide as a city, barrels downward in a fiery cocoon. Its size reduces as the edges immolate, but it won't burn up in time. This is... I recognise what's going on here. It's like in that one book, there was a moon. There are two moons currently, but it was suggested that there was a third. And it was destroyed, and this caused, like, mass tsunamis. That's what this is. This is the destruction of the moon. It lands silently in the distant ocean, sending a column of water skyward and radiating ripples that spread like wrinkles in fabric. Then the sound comes tearing up through the sky. It sounds like thunder. The shadow of your rock fragment is visible now, getting larger by the second. You are moments away from striking the ground when a massive shape throws itself into your path. The last thing you hear sounds like another rumbling impact, but that isn't what it is. It's a chuckle. Relieved, breathless. You hear two words. Made it. And then we smack into the skull. And this individual dies. And then their body is made into an abbey. Everything goes dark. You open your eyes. The metal hammer fragment has come free, and you now hold it in your hands. It is warm to the touch. Hello! The air around you is suddenly turbulent, spiteful. A cold, damp wind whips your face. Salt crystals collect in your nostrils and the creases of your eyes. The floor below you becomes blue-grey and glassy, churning and rolling, and when you fall, you crash through water. Violent waves hurl and spin you. Something slithers around your ankles, seizing you with incredible strength, drags you down into silty depths. When the pulling stops, You are hovering at the centre of an endless blue abyss. You can see neither surface nor floor. You seem to be facing downward, but there is no way to be sure. A voice sounds from everywhere at once, and the immense pressure wave of each utterance sends you reeling.
Deceitful wretch! Grave robber! You who dig for that which you did not bury, speak! Explain yourself and be judged.
Hello? Hello? I seek a means of defeating an army that threatens my land. Honest, I meant no harm. I came in search of answers. Diplomatic. I do only what I must to survive. If I am to be judged for it, so be it. Stoic. Who are you calling wretch, wench? Passionate. That's something Durrance would say. Let's not. I was just looking for the privy, Clev. Oh my god. I didn't read the name of the speaker. How would Ximena know that? She wouldn't. Ximena wouldn't know this. This is some weird shit. We've experienced a lot of weird shit as a watcher. I don't think she would just immediately know, oh, yeah, I'm talking to Andra now. Why not? I think Ximena would just be utterly confused. We've just witnessed something weird. We've then experienced something even weirder. We have no idea who is speaking to us. I'm drawn to this because we have no idea who we're addressing right now. Ximena has no idea who or what she is addressing, and this is fucking weird. I meant no harm. I came in search of answers.
You seek what is mine, what was rightfully lost.
The outburst propels you, sending you end over end.
Your actions speak for themselves. The battery opened, the forge ignited. You set free souls that hid from me, that stole from me and evaded my judgment. The dwarves sealed their own fate. The forge was meant to be forgotten. And now, here you are again, denying peace to the buried.
The turbulence around you calms. Silt settles like a slow exhalation, and the vast dark seascape beyond the murk fades in. Rays of light trickle down from far above onto green-gold columns of kelp that rise from the depths and sway back and forth in the current. Fish and mollusks patrol them in groups of hundreds and thousands. The nearest pass you with watchful eyes. What do you mean the forge is meant to be forgotten? What does it matter if something is remembered or forgotten, if it's in the past in either case? What are the bones of one god doing... That was a god? I was just like, giants? Are there giants in this world? Okay. Then, oh, who was it? I remember reading that. There was talk of, all of the gods are represented by something, and one of them is represented by a hammer. And that's alien to us, because obviously a hammer doesn't have a face or a personality, but it's also comforting because everyone knows what a hammer is. It's commonplace. Who was that? Who was that? I can't remember. Okay, but what are the bones of one god doing sealed in the temple of another? The army that destroyed the dwarves, the eyeless, are they yours? God, what would Ximena be thinking? Out of all of them, I'm least drawn to 2. Because 2 doesn't actually get us any answers. 2 is more of a debate. And right now I think Ximena's just like, I want some answers, please. I would like some answers. I guess this one is quite interesting. They're all quite interesting, but... Like, this is like, it was meant to be forgotten, it was meant to be forgotten, and we've kind of inadvertently fucked something up. Again, Ximena accidentally doing things that she shouldn't. She has no knowledge of, like, oh, wait, what? This was meant to be forgotten, and I rediscovered it? Oh, shit. She's having flashbacks to what happened to her in the Valian Republic. It's like, what do you mean that merchant was actually part of the mob? What do you mean the forge was meant to be forgotten? What do you mean the forge is meant to be forgotten?
It was never meant for mortal use. Such power, such truths lie within it. It can bring only ruin. When the Pargrunin came to the White March, they were peaceful. They shared common beliefs and purpose. Their visions for the Forge tore them apart. You have seen this for yourself. They would have destroyed themselves in the end.
How convenient that we'll never know. I see your point. I mean, yeah, they were destroyed before anything could happen. Ximena does have a mouth on her, and I don't... We are getting a lot of sea imagery, and Andra is, you know, she's a goddess of the ocean, and she keeps going on about, like, memory and forgetting. Again, Andra's domain. I don't know if Ximena would put 2 and 2 together that she's speaking to Andra. We to be fair, we have spoken to a god before. We've spoken to, is it Whale? Dickhead McGee, many eyes. Many eyes. Go bury this book in a dragon's head or whatever it was. So we have spoken to a god in the past. I think it's... Ximena isn't particularly religious, but if she were going to worship anyone, it would be Andra, considering she is a godlike of Andra. I think kind of what's preventing her from putting 2 and 2 together is the fact of, like, why would Andra speak to me? Why would Andra speak to me? It's not that she thinks, like, oh, I am not worthy of speaking to Andra out like that. It's just, Andra is as close as Ximena will get to saying, like, oh, that's my god. Andra is my god. Like, Andra is the reason Ximena is the way she is. If Ximena had been born a regular human, her parents would have put her on a doorstep, left her in front of a church. That's what happened to all of her other siblings. I kind of think back when she was in the Valian Republics, I don't think Ximena really had romantic entanglements with humans. Because who's to say they couldn't be related to me? I don't know how many siblings, because my parents would pop out a kid and dump them. I have siblings that I don't know about. I don't know their names. I don't know what they look like. As such, I'm not going to have romantic relationships with humans because there's a 50-50 chance that that could be my brother or sister. Like, I'll sleep with elves, dwarves, Orlin, Almaua, other godlike, like, all of that on the table. But other humans, no, because I don't know if they're related to me. And I would have been like them. I would have been left on a doorstep if not for Andra. And I think that's what's getting to her. Why would this person who is so instrumental in my life be talking to me? So because of that, I think she'd have a mouth on her. You know, there's part of her that's saying, this is all pointing to this being Andra, but no, that's silly, that's foolish. Why would Andra be talking to little old me? How convenient that we'll never know.
You need only look to the history of your own civilization for assurance. How many wars, how many fallen empires might have been averted if only their leaders could forget the objects of their ambition. I mourned the loss of the Pargrunin. Misfortune brought them here. They did not deserve to end so soon.
What are the bones of one god being sealed in the temple of another?
Do not play coy with a god, Watcher. I know you have seen his death. I feel it whenever a forgotten thing is taken from me.
Okay, and now I think that would be the nail in the coffin. Ximena probably is thinking, oh shit, it is Andra. Oh shit, we've got the confirmation. I'm speaking to a god. And I know whenever a forgotten thing is taken from me, that is Andra's domain. I can only imagine the look of absolute horror on Ximena's face. That just, oh shit. Eyes wide. Mouth a line of like, oh shit, I was talking smack to Andra. Oh no.
Abidin did not deserve to die here. This place, it was the least I could do to give his remains some privacy.
The least you could do, no, we want answers. The least you could do?
The least I could do for ending his life.
Light drains from your surroundings. The kelp forest becomes a copse of black tendrils, stark and twisted as regret.
I called the moon down to me, Ioni brother. It was against his wishes. He would not listen to reason, would not listen to me. In his madness, he splintered the moon. But it was not enough. The greatest of the fragments still fell toward that which he would protect. In the end, he took position where it would fall, and absorbed the impact himself.
Okay. Yeah, there were originally 3. We read that in the book. I mean, it would still be interesting getting on Andra's viewpoint on this. I thought Belafa and Calda were the moons.
Ioni brother is their smaller sibling, tiny next to them.
Small enough that the world would survive its impact. But why the temple? Why the secrecy?
That time has been forgotten now. And so his death belongs to me. Everything he was before the impact.
But you slew another god. Surely the other gods know of this. Surely Abaddon must know. Current surges through the kelp bed, pushing each plant sideways like saplings in a hurricane and propelling you backwards amidst a torrent of wayward fish.
No! He cannot know! He must never know! Understand, he was not always as he is now. His body was not all he left behind. He was devoted to progress and industry from the beginning. But so too was he devoted to preservation. In those times, he would let nothing go. Nothing could be forgotten. His will was iron long before his body.
Ah. And considering you're all about forgetting, preservation. So that was why he went so far to oppose you.
We agreed long ago, all of us, not to alter the course of Kith's civilization. Not directly. Not unless there were no other choice. But in this matter, there was no other choice. He understood that as well as anyone. It was for duty that he opposed it. I would have stopped it if I could, but by then it was too late.
What was it he was trying to preserve?
Time has finished much of what I started. I cannot tell you that, mortal, for fear of undoing all its costly work.
Oh. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know what to make of that. Do we really want to be calling a goddess insane? I don't think we do. I really don't think we do. I want to ask you about something else.
You may ask.
Okay. Go on. Go on. What does it matter if something is remembered or forgotten? If it's in the past in either case.
Memories are the spirits of the past. You of all people should know their sway on the present, Watcher.
Perhaps more than I'd care to admit. Honest. What's that supposed to mean? Passionate. They are ours to bear whether we care to or not. Stoic. Great. More spirits. Clever. Memory. Spirits. Don't look at me. I'm perfectly sane. Deceptive. Great. More spirits.
Mortals measure the worth of their lives in memory. Who will remember me? How long until I am forgotten? Memory governs every thought, informs every choice. It can fuel passion, understanding, love. Or it can create obsession, madness. You have seen it plague many souls in your travels. Consider the old Watcher who inherited unspeakable crimes from birth.
The crimes that weren't theirs.
Or the fisherman whose life became a sentence the day he killed his sister. Or the Glonfathen boy for whom an old medallion was worth more than all the fruits of his labors. Or the villager whose guilt led him down into a temple in search of the priests he condemned with his silence.
Yeah, this is, for a minute then I was like, wait a minute, no, this is from the very beginning of the game. I could remember all the others. I was like, wait a minute, what was that one? No, that's the Temple of Aethys.
They could be free from their burdens, if only they could forget.
Their problems go deeper than memory. Simply forgetting does not make them go away. Their burdens exist for a reason. Why should they be allowed to forget, if only it were so easy? I mean, I'm kind of most drawn to this one because we allowed Meneha to remove memories from herself. We encouraged it because they weren't her memories. They were memories from a lifetime way beyond Meneha even existed. Like before her, before she was a fetus, before her parents were fetuses, before her grandparents were fetuses. Like, Meneha did not exist. The crimes she was concerning herself with weren't hers. And in that same vein, she's forgotten them. The problem has gone away. The problem has gone away. Like, when it's something that someone has, like, if it was Meneha that had done this travesty, then here's the thing, she's lumping in people like Meyerwald with people like I can't remember his name, but the guy from the beginning of the game at the Temple of Aethys. Meyerwald didn't do anything wrong. Meyerwald committed no crimes, but he felt like he had. The guy in the Temple of Aethys, yeah, he fucked over those priests. He did something that got them killed. The guy who killed his sister. He wasn't remembering a guy from 300 years ago who killed his sister. No, that was something he did. The Glonfathen boy who wanted his medallion back. Again, it was he that had sold the medallion. Or it was him what wanted the medallion. Like, it wasn't someone from 500 years ago. You're mixing the two. I think I have to go for 3 because she's mixing people in that Ximena's like, yo, that's not on them. Meyerwald did nothing wrong. Like, if only it were so easy.
Then you understand the power of an empty slate. The fires of Cold Morn died long ago, yet vengeance still burns in this construct's mind. What is vengeance but a fire fueled by memory that consumes the soul?
A fun way to kill time?
Cold Morn is not but a memory now. If it no longer intruded on her thoughts, no longer haunted her dreams, she could live a life of her choosing.
She's endured things that no one should have to remember. Cold Mourn is part of her identity now. It gives... Does it? Does it give her purpose? I shudder to think what that might entail. I don't like any of these. I don't like any of these. Because it doesn't give her purpose. Her purpose was tracking down all of the people involved in the murder of her family. She's done that. And now she's left empty. She's left hollow. I shudder to think what that might entail. Why? The devil hasn't done anything to us. Why would we be like, oh shit, she's living her own life. She's living her best life. How terrible. Ooh. And here's the thing, Ximena values her memory. So she's endured things that no one should have to remember. That's the thing, have to remember. If the devil wanted to get rid of those memories... This is... Oh, here's the thing, Ximena values her own memories. If someone else wants to get rid of their memories, then, like, why the fuck should I care? I can't go 2 or 3. I don't particularly like number 1. I really don't particularly like number 1. Then again, Ximena is the kind of person who would say something that she's like, this is what this person wants to hear. Of all of my characters, Ximena is the most likely to go, you know what, I just want to tell this person what they want to hear. I'm speaking to Andra. Andra is going to want to hear like, oh yeah, removing your memories is great. There goes my timer. Yeah, Andra is going to want to hear that. So this does make sense for Ximena. It isn't necessarily what she believes, but it does make sense for her to say this. She's endured things that no one should have to remember.
Her life would have been far different. Of that there can be little doubt.
But I would lose my favorite conversation starter.
The light filtering down from the surface seems to focus on Meneha. And you know what? Because it doesn't seem like this conversation is ending anytime soon. So I think I'm going to bring this episode to a close right here. In the next one, we continue chatting with Andra. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. A special thanks to my channel members, such as SM2K, Christopher K. Davis, CGG, and Kevin Bicknell. I've been Kallista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.